Welcome to Season 12 from the Keithman Sakalo Studios in Patterson, New Jersey. Green Hour Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, NXIVM. Is it a curse? Is it a cult? What is it? And now your host, JC3.
Who wants better sex? And who wants better sex starting now? The best way to get started is go to adamandeve.com.
Adam and Eve is offering 50% off just any item.
But that's not all. When you select your one item, you will also get 3 bonus items. That includes a gift for him, a special gift for her, and a gift you'll both like.
Plus 6 free movies for your viewing pleasure and free shipping.
There is discreet shipping as your privacy is priority. Plus 100% free shipping on your entire order.
Doesn't matter how much you spend or what you buy, it will all be packaged and sent discreetly for free.
Don't wait. Better sex is just one click away.
That's 50% off one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping.
Bring more pleasure and satisfaction to your bedroom.
Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy or anything you desire.
Just enter code QUESTION at checkout.
That's question, QUESTION at adamandeve.com.
This exclusive offer is specific to this podcast only. So be sure at checkout you punch in the code QUESTION. That is QUESTION at checkout. And get your 50% off one item, 10 free gifts, and free shipping. Remember, use code QUESTION. Also remember to listen to Is This Real every Sunday at 8 o'clock with new episodes starting July 16th. Remember, everybody, question everything and put that question at the end of your checkout.
adamandeve.com.
Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic episode and season of Is This Real?
Is This Real?
Tonight's episode, the Season 12 opener. As Big Joe said, we are talking about the cult NXIVM. In the booth to start off this season.
So it's not a curse?
It's not a curse.
Okay.
I mean, depends. They could be cursing.
It depends on your point of view.
In the booth to start off this season, we have Big Joe. Big Joe, say hello.
Fuck you.
Okay. Great way to start off a season. We have the Pope himself, a.k.a. refrigerator toucher, a.k.a. microwave
Enough with all this
romancer.
fucking AKA shit.
Toaster frisker.
We have Mr. West. Mr. West is in the building.
Okombawa.
We have Lord Roadblock.
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody?
And I'm JC3. Again, we're starting Season 12. We are talking about cults and prophecies this season. And as we start off this season, we are talking about NXIVM. Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have for NXIVM?
Ooh, can I start off?
Sure.
Because I think it's a funny story.
Go ahead.
To do research for this goddamn episode. I punched the letters in exactly as I saw them into Google, and I got fucking Webster's Dictionary.
Did you get herpes too? Because my computer got herpes.
No one warned me about what the fuck we were trying to look at.
Did you put the periods in between each letter?
Was there supposed to be periods between each letter?
Because I think it's an acronym for something.
I have no idea. I didn't go that far.
Maybe that's where I fucked up, I
didn't
guess.
even know how to pronounce it.
When I realized that this man had a secret sex cult within NXIVM called DOS, which I'll explain what that means in a few minutes. When I realized that was a thing, I'm like, this is where I need to focus on for this episode.
You just saw sex cult.
Well, I mean, that to me is interesting because it's weird because a lot of cults use sex as a form of currency or power or a way to keep.
We're talking about a lot of them this season.
I know, or a way to keep people under control. And what he did, what this man who ran NXIVM did to these women, is barbaric. So
like brainwashing?
Oh, this is bad. Like if you're out there and this is a touchy subject for you, you've been warned.
Please skip this episode.
I mean, don't skip it. Just skip things that you feel.
Just don't listen to it if you're gonna.
You know what? Grow a pair of balls, be a man, and deal with it.
Be a man.
Get a pair
That's
of
right,
ovaries,
Sheila.
or get a pair of ovaries. If you're a woman.
Or you could do us a favor,
And not listen.
press play, and just hit the mute button. Let it play anyway.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
yeah, we need the view. We need the view.
Is this guy worse than Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
Yeah.
No?
No,
I'm going to say no. I'll tell you why
His
no.
build-up ain't that bad then.
No, he's bad.
No, why are we laughing? No.
No, this guy's bad, but I would say he's not as bad as Epstein.
I mean, Epstein had an entire island. Did he have an island?
Yeah, but he was more.
He did have an
younger.
island?
No, this guy didn't have an
I'm
island.
saying Jeffrey Epstein. He probably would be worse because of the fact that he had younger females.
Yeah, are
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
Jeffrey
these are
Epstein's-
underage women.
Well, okay.
No, there
okay.
were. With
Well,
NXIVM, there
okay.
was, but
Here's my
they're like
here's my
15.
question. Here's my question. In this NXIVM cult, were there people in politics involved with this?
People, celebrities?
No,
I'm not talking celebrities.
yes
I'm talking politicians.
Not that I found.
Not that I found. That.
Jeffrey
I'll s-
Epstein's worse
Yeah.
because there's
Because he has people who rule
there's
over the
people
country.
because there's
Right.
people
Make
in
laws.
there's people in government and politicians that are part of his scandal.
Yeah, and like
that is a scandal.
you
Very
have
good.
people who have
Golf
who are in positions of power, who can write laws and dictate things of the of the.
So I would agree that.
I would
But
think
NXIVM just
I
had
think-
people like Will Smith.
No. Next year,
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Yo.
there were actually celebrities in this thing?
there was a star. She was on the show Smallville. She was a recruiter for this.
Blonde chick?
No, I don't. I have her name on my phone. She was in Smallville. She became very deep because NXIVM started out as a self-help group type of thing.
Oh, of course.
It's like come to my seminars, pay me a couple $1,000s, and over
banged.
this week we're gonna have seminars, and I'm gonna teach you how to be successful in life.
Dude, I feel like that's something you would do.
I would totally run a scam like this. Not the sex part, especially with children and branding them and locking them away. I wouldn't do that part.
Just appliances.
But like, if I'm gonna,
You would do it in an appliance store. I was gonna say that.
but I would like, if you're there to suit people up and you're gonna give me $1,000 and I'm gonna tell you how good you could potentially be, sure, let's do that.
Okay, so,
TM.
So all right, so wait, so this thing isn't that old then?
No, this is not that old.
No, he was arrested in 2018.
2018. Wow.
so now that we jump to the end of the episode,
No, we did.
I'm
like,
fucking with you.
NXIVM started I think in 90.
Yeah, Anthony, start it off. Let's just
Yeah,
go
give
down
us some
this-
of his.
because I don't.
more.
let's just go down this rabbit hole.
I have so many questions, dude. I have
That's-
so many.
that's a good thing.
I
That's
have
what
so
we
many
want.
questions. I don't know jack shit about this.
So Keith Raniere is, maybe I pronounced that wrong. This is a very French-looking last name. There's a lot of vowels, and I'm not sure they do what they're supposed to do. But Keithy Boy was a convicted racketeer and sex offender. He started this.
He died?
No, he's still alive. He's in prison right
He
now.
offended some sex.
Oh, he offended some sex. That's terrible, Joe. So it actually started July of 1998, so that's 25 years ago. And it wasn't until, 2021 it was officially defunct. So it had a good run, ish.
That, not the phrase.
No, not the phrase.
It's definitely not a good run.
No.
At its height, it had about 700 active members. And again, these were people who came to this man and said, I want to be better in life. I want to be able to really unleash my potential and make the most out of myself. And he would hold these seminars and things and tell them how to do that.
Okay.
And if he liked you, he would roll you in his secret sex cult part.
Cool. No, not cool. Sorry.
And he would do a lot worse things to you.
Okay.
The
real
R
quick,
word?
This is a side thing.
Yes.
It's a side thing. Since we're doing cults, I just want to know which one had the most followers. So let's, throughout this entire season, write down how many followers each cult had, and we'll
Okay.
sit there and compare it at the end of the season.
This
Sure.
one had 700 active members. Okay.
Yep.
All right,
Now,
continue.
Why don't you just write it in the corner right there?
you could do that.
I don't have my little pen.
So here's the biggest thing about this. A subcult was called DOS, which is an acronym that stands for Dominus Obsequious Sororium. I think it means like I'm the master of women or something like that. I didn't do the Google Translate. But if he liked you,
It's definitely Latin.
oh, it's definitely Latin. He would stick you in this DOS, and there's about 150 women estimated who were a part of DOS. And
were they cult members, or were they somebody that were sex trafficked into this?
they weren't sex trafficked. That's the thing.
So that translates
They
into,
joined.
Sorry, that
Go ahead.
translates into master over slave women.
Okay, there you go. Master over slave women. So they joined. It's not like he looked and had women brought to him illegally. It's like when you were already part of the one club and he offered you part of this club and you said yes, then there was certain things you had to do for him.
There was,
Update.
Yeah, there was actually 5 affiliated NXIVM departments, I guess you would call it.
Sure.
JNES was a society aimed for women. Society of Protectors was aimed primarily for men. DOS, 2006, Raniere founded Rainbow Cultural Garden, an international chain of childcare organizations, which children were to be exposed to 7 different languages.
That just sounds.
So that's nice,
That
though.
just doesn't. That just
No,
I
something like that's not bad. I can get behind that.
I can
That's
see-
education.
I can see how that can go left very quickly.
Also, yeah,
And
me
then
too.
in 2014, Raniere founded the NXIVM affiliated news organization, The Knife of Aristotle, and that was to identify and measure media bias.
Oh dear God.
So yeah,
He had his hands in a lot of things. He made a lot of money, but DOS is where it gets really dark. One of the things that if you were a member of DOS and he liked you, he would groom you. And when you reach a certain level and you become one of his slaves, you had to provide a photograph of yourself naked every month. That would be like your payment, like you're paying dues. He would be able to control your weight and how much you ate or did not eat. And if he really liked you, he would take a hot iron brand to you. And his iron brands was his initials and another member who was helping him run DOS together. And that was their symbol. And they would brand you like a cow.
Mac.
Yeah, Mac.
And apparently these women were subjected to corporal punishment.
They were subjected to corporal punishment.
But they signed like a contract or something.
Well,
I'm not even trying to be. I'm not even
no.
trying to be funny.
No,
here.
I
no.
know what you mean. It's
so let me start out. So when this all went to court, there was women who testified. Some of them, they pretty much all stayed anonymous, or they
Jane Doe's.
exactly because they didn't want their names out there. So let's start with this one woman named Daniela. Daniela was one of the top students in Mexico. She had gained admission to an elite high school in Switzerland, and her father Hector gave her NXIVM classes as a farewell present. Because again, it was set up to be like, come to this guy, he knows success, he's going to help you harness that success. So she's graduating high school.
In Switzerland, yeah.
To go to Switzerland, to go to this, she gained admission to an elite high school in Switzerland. So she's leaving for Switzerland for high school. So through the course of her lessons, NXIVM members discouraged her from going to that high school, saying you should stay here. Move to Albany, which is where this was all headquartered. Come here. You're going to learn stuff here. You don't need to go to that high school.
You're talking about Sarah Edmondson, right?
No, I'm talking about Daniela. Her name was Daniela. She was from Mexico. She was told that she could learn computer programming there. So she decided to go there. And she joined NXIVM and she moved to Albany. She did not learn computer programming.
Not at all.
Nope, but she organized his library and she organized his books and shit. And she testified that at his direction, she was instructed to hack into the computers of people that he thought was his enemy. And it was mostly just people who had left the group and said, left him bad Yelp reviews. So he was like, let's make sure that whatever they have isn't going to fucking come out against me. So that's what this girl was done. Like, that's what she had to do for him. And by 2005, her entire family had joined her in New York. And they said that her parents were taking the classes, her sister and her brother was taking the classes, and while she was a minor, she was groomed for a relationship by Raniere, who said that she had sex with her a few days before her 18th birthday. Sex with her a few days after her 18th birthday. Daniela's parents were unaware that this was even happening. Because he had told them that most people who join NXIVM are thought to be celibate. Meanwhile, he's fucking the 18-year-old daughter. She found out that he was also having sex with both of her sisters. And at one time, all 3 sisters had gotten pregnant and were forced to get abortions. I'll let that sit for a second.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So
would you even classify? So would you even classify as having sex with them, or would you just full on say that it's rape?
oh, it's rape. I don't
Yeah,
care what
it's-
like.
Because
She
it's-
could say I consented, but she's the midst of a cult. She's being brainwashed. It's rape. She was groomed. It finally deteriorated over.
right?
Yeah, it finally deteriorated over what was known in the community as an ethical breach. She had feelings for another NXIVM member, and she had kissed him, and she had touched him in 2007. And Daniela told.
Is that like part? Sorry to cut you off, but is that like part of like rules and stuff?
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
you don't do that.
You're not supposed to like look at other people, touch, even
Not unless
touch
you're in
them.
the sex cult.
And then at that point, it's only to him.
So okay, because obviously it goes back to what the
leader.
Yep.
not even that, but like what the name of the thing stands for: dominant over enslaved women.
Yep.
So
So she told Raniere about that her relationship. She said that I kissed him, and she thought it was going to be like simple. I'm going to say that this is what I did, and I'm not going to do anything more with you because I like him. Well, apparently he flipped the fuck out,
I would imagine.
and it was she said it was an immediate isolation, like a shunning. She and Raniere began to correspond by email only. He would insistently ask for details about her interactions with the other man. She said that her freedom and possessions were slowly being taken away from her. He took away her iPhone, her iPad, her phone, her computer, and even her immigration and identification papers. So she couldn't even get back to Mexico. She couldn't leave him. And
That's pretty fucked up.
yep. He told her
That's a lot of-
parents.
no, it's a lot of fucked up. Like, first of all, like you're raping this girl on top of her sisters too, and now you're taking her visa, or would it be a visa?
Well, it just said immigration papers.
Immigration papers. And that's fucked up.
He actually went to her parents and said to them that like your daughter is prideful and destructive, and she needs to be like reeled in, and I'm the only person who can do that. And because they were taking the classes and they believed him, they were like, sure, do whatever you want with our daughter. Go ahead, have fun.
Oh yeah, you could take my daughter.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look, a lot of the stuff here too. You know, I'm reading a lot of stuff here. I mean, what he did was he had his masters. He had a group of 8 masters, and they're all women, by the way.
Yep.
Okay, and what he did was,
That's the perfect guys right there.
well, yeah, Raniere engaged DOS masters to use demeaning and derogatory language, racial slurs. They're required to provide free labor to their masters. They were severely sleep deprived with forced participation in readiness drills. Made him stand outside in the barefoot in the snow, day or night. Corporal punishment, which included being forced to hold painful poses, taking cold showers, and whipping each other with a strap. And then he forced them into restrictive diets, so much so that they actually stopped menstruating.
Mm-hmm.
Their hair fell out.
Period.
And then,
I know.
then, like Anthony said, the branding was really in their pelvic region, which is like you got to be.
So
He
then-
may not be as scummy as. I don't know. I think they got a scumminess to another level here.
get one more thing in, Ant, and then we're gonna go to break.
March 9th, 2010, Daniela entered a room, which was simply a bedroom, and she was told that she had to stay in that room for an unspecified amount of time. She would cut her hair in there. She would reread the back of.
It's a prison.
She would reread the
Basically,
back
it's a
of
prison,
shampoo
yeah.
bottles just to have something to read. She had nothing in that room, and she would be there for, I think it was 2 years.
Oh fuck.
In the entire time,
It's practically
one
solid.
of the other masters, her name was Lauren Salzman, would go to her and coach her and tell her that she did wrong, and you have to be a better person, and you need to ask for forgiveness. And she'd be like, fuck him, I don't want to do that. And she'd be like, all right, we'll stay in this room. She wrote in October of 2010. So she went in March. In October of 2010, she wrote to him like, I want out of this room. And nothing. Like she actually like was pleading to leave, and he'd be like, no. So one day she went, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. And she opened the door and she ran out of the house. Nothing was locked. And that's the thing about that that's so intriguing to me. He locked her away, but without actually locking her away. He told her, you have to stay in this room. Don't come out until I tell you to come out. And she was so afraid of him, she just did that. So for all that time, she could have left whenever she wanted to, but because she was so afraid of him, she stayed in there.
That's when you have the.
It comes down. It's like
the fear and training, I guess you would call it.
It's like what the circus does with elephants. Like when they're when they're babies, they like the pole that they're or the stake that they're on is like it's concrete and it's like in the ground.
I know.
So,
I have bad memories of that. All right, we're gonna take a.
Hold on, real quick, real last thing. They asked his lawyer asked Daniela, why didn't you just leave? If everything was unlocked, why didn't you just get out of the room? And she testified that she feared her family would no longer speak to her, that she would have no place to go, and since all of her legal documents have been taken away from her, what could she have done? Like, she would have been a nobody. And that's just one of the people I have. That's just Daniela's story.
When we come back from break, we're going to go into the whistleblower's accounts. I have a couple accounts here, and then we're going to go into his arrest and the arraignment and all that.
I was going to say, like, so how these people got caught and all that, but we'll talk about it next.
We'll talk about that when we get back from break. All right, we're going to be right back from break. Go listen to a couple of our sponsors.
Coming up next on Is This Real?
So this is what he actually got as far as sentencing. Do you want to hear? All right.
That's 18 charges.
Hey everybody, we're just letting you know that we have new merch in our store. Go to greenhourmediastore.myspreadshop.com, greenhourmedia.org, or the link in the bio for our first ever logo drop. The cryptid collection is here. Get your favorite cryptids such as Bigfoot, Mothman, Nessie, the Yeti, or the Jersey Devil on t-shirts, hats, or mugs. You can also get all of our podcast logos on various items as well. Remember, that's greenhourmediastore.myspreadshop.com, greenhourmedia.org, or the link in the bio. New episodes of Is This Real drop Sundays at 8. Question everything.
Who wants better sex? And who wants better sex starting now? The best way to get started is go to adamandeve.com.
Adam and Eve is offering 50% off just any item.
But that's not all. When you select your one item, you will also get 3 bonus items. That includes a gift for him, a special gift for her, and a gift you'll both like.
Plus 6 free movies for your viewing pleasure and free shipping.
There is discreet shipping as your privacy is priority. Plus 100% free shipping on your entire order.
Doesn't matter how much you spend or what you buy, it will all be packaged and sent discreetly for free.
Don't wait. Better sex is just one click away.
That's 50% off one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping.
Bring more pleasure and satisfaction to your bedroom.
Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy or anything you desire.
Just enter code QUESTION at checkout.
That's question, QUESTION at adamandeve.com.
This exclusive offer is specific to this podcast only. So be sure at checkout you punch in the code QUESTION. That is QUESTION at checkout. And get your 50% off one item, 10 free gifts, and free shipping. Remember, use code QUESTION. Also remember to listen to Is This Real every Sunday at 8 o'clock with new episodes starting July 16th. Remember everybody, question everything and put that question at the end of your checkout.
adamandeve.com.
And welcome back to the NXIVM. Well, not to the NXIVM. We're not a part of that.
Phrasing, my friend. Phrasing.
Sorry. To our episode about NXIVM.
Thank you.
The sex cult. In the first part, we talked about the acts this guy did. What the hell's his name again? Raniere. Raniere and Mac. Apparently, were the 2 leaders of this.
Well, Allison Mack was a actress on Smallville, and she helped recruit women for him. Yes. She became involved in 2017, where she's like, you see like Raniere talking in the YouTube video. She's like by his side, she's crying, and she's like, he's so authentic and everything. She would go on to find women.
Crazy bitch.
Crazy bitch. She would go on to find women and bring them into.
Kind of like his
NXIVM.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she conducted a lot of the branding ceremonies.
All right, cool. Not cool, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All right, so I do have whistleblowers accounts here, and oddly enough, there's another actress who I've never heard of her. I mean, I guess her name is Sarah Edmondson. Apparently, she is a Canadian actress and podcaster, and she's known for a lot of roles on Hallmark Channel. She's a voice actress.
She's pretty.
Most notably for Geronimo Stilton and as Lena in the Bratz movie. I never saw the Bratz movie.
Yeah, small-time actress.
Yeah. But her, she was a participant since 2005. She said that she left NXIVM after Mac inducted her into DOS at her Albany home. Edmondson alleged that participants were blindfolded naked, held down by Mac and 3 other women, and branded by a cauterizing pen by NXIVM affiliated Dr. Danielle Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Appearing on the A&E television program about cults, Edmondson provided additional context for the use of the collateral concept, saying that it was used in innocuous forms excuse me, from the earliest outermost stages of NXIVM in order to acclimate victims, for example, collateralizing small amounts of money that one might forfeit if one did not go to the gym one day. The New York Times later reported that the hundreds of members left NXIVM after Edmondson went public about her experience. So basically, if you didn't go to the gym, you'd have to pay a gym fee.
Well, there was that. I mean, it was anything. He controlled every aspect of your life.
On December 15th...
You had a donut? That's $15.
Oh, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
I'd be broke.
You'd be, yeah.
On December 15th... Yes. On December 15th, 2017, the ABC News Magazine 2020 aired an expose including interviews with many former NXIVM adherents, including Edmondson and Catherine Oxenberg,
Yes.
who alleged that her daughter, India Oxenberg, was in danger from the group. Several former members reported financial and sexual predation by NXIVM leaders. Edmondson further appeared in Escaping NXIVM during the first season of the CBC podcast Uncover. 7 socially prominent Mexican citizens, including Emiliano Salinas, son of former President Carlos Salinas de Gortari, and Anna Cristina Fox, daughter of former President Vicente Fox, I guess. Rosa Laura Junco, Loretta Garza de Villa, a business leader from Nuevo Leon, Daniela Padilla, and Monica Duran have been accused of involvement.
Mm-hmm.
So all these women have been accused of being involved in this NXIVM cult.
And it was when it's structured like a pyramid scheme with Raniere on top, and they would have his subordinates, and they would do things, and then they would hire people beneath them, and so on and so forth. And he would recruit women, and then he would brand them and fuck them and control them. And this went on for the better part of 20 years, because 2017 is when he started to get caught. That's when a lot of people started leaving, and that's when the racketeering charges got brought up.
Here we get with that. On April 20th, 2018, Allison Mack was arrested and indicted on similar charges to Raniere's. According to prosecutors, after she recruited women into first NXIVM and then DOS, Mack allegedly paid by Raniere to coerce them into engaging in sexual activities with Raniere. Mack was further alleged to DOS's second in command after Raniere. On April 24th, Mack was released on $5 million bond pending trial and held under house arrest with her parents in California.
Yep.
On May 4th, Raniere pleaded not guilty.
He still pleads not guilty, by the way. He thinks he did nothing wrong.
Salzman's home was raided shortly after Salzman's home was raided shortly after Raniere's arrest, and prosecutors stated during his arraignment that further arrests and supersedings indictments for Raniere and Mack should be expected. In late May, authorities moved to seize 2 NXIVM-owned properties near Albany, New York. In April 2018, the New York Post reported that NXIVM had moved to Brooklyn and was being led by Claire Bronfman. That's an F in the middle of that. That's a weird fucking.
Yeah, Claire you want me to
Bronfman.
take that real quick? A little bit about Claire?
I mean, no. It's about her arrest. But if you want to,
She was
expand on her.
Seagram's, Seagram's, the liquor company.
Yeah.
She's the heiress. So she owns.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's real money right there. Like that's a national brand,
that's big.
international brand.
That's big money.
Mm-hmm.
Big money.
Loyal NXIVM follower since the early 2000s. She used her wealth and bankroll. She used her wealth to bankroll the group's activities and acted as its legal enforcer. So if Mac was second in command, then Bronfman was like their lawyer.
She was like the treasurer.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Consigliere.
Yeah, essentially. So she, in 2019 April, she pleaded guilty to conspiring to conceal and harbor an undocumented immigrant for financial gain, fraudulent use of her identification, and she stole a dead woman's financial information and used that to help, I think, smuggle a illegal immigrant across the border
I got
for this man,
Yeah, I
for
got here
Raniere.
that she was arrested on July 24th for racketeering. She was released to house arrest after signing a $100 million bail bond.
$6 million is what she had to forfeit after it was all said and done.
Also arrested and charged with the same crime were NXIVM president Nancy Salzman, her daughter Laura Salzman, and another NXIVM employee, Kathy Russell. So obviously, we said this before, he has women in place under him. And it just strictly seems like it's women as his leaders.
It's the perfect guise because women will be able to emotionally comfort other women and brainwash other women much easier than them listening to a man.
Yep.
But my whole thing with this,
by a man doing it is just going to be forceful. It's just not going to roll that way.
Before we get into his charges, I do have a question, which is kind of because if you're looking at how many people he has under him, as far as all these women are the heads of whatever, there was also a group for men. You don't hear anything about something happening.
Well, there was
to
nothing
men,
happening to the men. He wasn't sexually abusing the men. They weren't brought to dog for
Who
the
was
men.
running that?
It was probably just another guy who was, but it's like it's like
That's like the scam part of it, where it's like you're just teaching people how to be successful or whatever.
Exactly.
Pretty much, it's the same thing of me saying the simplest.
Buy the knives.
It's the simplest way of like how it is nowadays. I trade stocks. You can buy my course and I'll show you how you can trade just like me. It's probably what he was just doing with the guys.
In the NXIVM classes, students were told that Raniere was one of the smartest men in the world, and some believed that he could control the weather. Like, that's how crazy some of these people were, that they thought he could actually control the weather.
They thought he was Kim Jong-un.
Prosecutors showed a biography that once appeared on NXIVM's website, claiming that Raniere attended the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute when he was 16 and immediately started taking graduate level courses. These are the people involved in the scandal around the... Oh, sorry. Another woman who testified in court said that Raniere, if you swallowed his semen, you could see a blue light emanating off of him.
Yo, this motherfucker was the cult white version of Kim Jong-un.
I'm just saying that's what he said.
I swear he's the white Kim
So,
Jong-un.
and mind you, Nancy Salman was a former psychiatric nurse who helped found NXIVM with him. And
Yeah, I have. She was charged on racketeering,
that's right.
criminal conspiracy.
And
What
people,
what is
and-
racketeering?
hold on, real
Just-
quick.
just-
She called him. Oh, people called him Vanguard because they thought he was the most ethical man in the world. A former NXIVM member who was not a part of DOS, his name was Mark Vicente, said in court that people would pay $7,500 for 16 days of this man's courses. And one of those sessions, he said, actually cleared his feelings of claustrophobia. And he goes, I actually worked through it. I had never seen anything that was that affected, and I was blown away. So this guy's like leaving at least a 3-star review on him. But he still said, like, he raped women, so I can't give him the full 5. But still, like, he ran a
Okay, can someone explain to Wes what racketeering is?
Racketeering is when you
got silent real
Yeah,
quick.
well, I was waiting for someone else to take it.
no racketeering is when this basically used against the mafia when they're illegally running.
Like Rico, right?
Yeah, they're sabotaging real companies, or what they're doing is they're infiltrating companies to run legitimate businesses to run them, but all the time they're taken off the
Like
top.
shell companies.
Right. Well, not so much that they're like I'll give you an example. In the 80s in New York, the mafia ran all of the construction trades.
Yes.
Okay, so they were legitimate businesses, but the money
And
was being
garbage.
laundered and taken to they take the money for themselves and they would launder them. The United States came up with the RICO Act that actually pretty much put everything to a halt, because all you have to do with the RICO Act is just be associated with somebody.
Yeah, it brings you all
Past
in.
and past and present charges.
Will
Like
come-
they bring up
yeah.
all your past charges. You're like, it could have been something 30
I
years
know
ago.
what RICO is.
All right, calm down.
They,
Well, that's what racketeering is. It's
They-
and if you owed money to the mob and you owned a small business, well, now they took over that business.
when the mafia was in the 80s,
What a
when
great
they brought
time
them
to be
down, when they
alive.
arrested all the members of the mafia in that giant swoop, they arrested them on RICO.
I'll be honest.
Because all you
Mickey
have to do is be
Giuliani.
associated with another mafia person, and there you go.
All right. So Nancy Salzman, though, again, like I said, she pleaded guilty to a charge of racketeering, criminal conspiracy. She agreed as nominal owner not to contest forfeit of NXIVM-related assets, including real estate, as well as corporations that owned Keith Raniere and NXIVM's trademark and patent portfolios. Same day as Nancy's plea, the court unsealed a second and final superseding indictment against Raniere and his confidants, adding the charge that Raniere produced and kept child sexual abuse material of a girl who was at least 15 years old at the time.
That was Daniela's sister.
Later in March 2019, Laura Salzman pleaded guilty to racketeering and racketeering conspiracy. She later testified against Raniere and received leniency. Sentencing documents for Allison Mack state that she entered proffer sessions. What are proffer sessions? Anybody know that? No? Okay, we'll bring that up. She entered proffer sessions on April 2nd, 2019. The government credited her for providing relevant emails, documents, and recordings later used to convict Raniere.
Do you know why she was able to provide all that shit, all the emails and stuff?
Because of the proffer session?
Well, yeah, but Salzman was the second person, she was the secondary owner of
Oh,
NXIVM.
sorry. A proffer is an offer made prior to the formal negotiation.
Okay, so Salzman they called her prefect because she would keep usernames and emails and passwords of all NXIVM members. And I'm not just being like, this is what they log into their NXIVM account. Facebook, social medias, if you had anything, a bank account, she would have that information on you because they wanted to monitor everything about you. And she had all of that information. So the reason why her sentence, although she did get punished, wasn't as severe despite being number 2, is because she cooperated and provided so much information to the prosecutor.
It's like a plea deal that they gave her, pretty much.
Essentially. Now,
Here's this. Hold on.
go ahead.
On April 19th, 2019, Brofman pleaded guilty to charges of harboring an illegal immigrant
Yep.
and identity fraud.
That's the old lady she stole the money, a credit card from.
Bookkeeper Kathy Russell.
The liquor girl, right?
Yep.
Bookkeeper Kathy Russell pleaded guilty to visa fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And then the federal trial of Keith Raniere began on May 7th, 2019, and on June 19th, 2019, the jury convicted him on all charges, on all counts. Sorry. Here are
Buddy,
the charges.
Can we guess? Can we guess?
No, I don't think
It's
there's
it's
a
lengthy.
lot.
Go ahead.
I want to say 57 charges.
I mean, you could count them. They don't have it to count. Like, I could just hold up your hands, all right? Just go like 1. All right, ready? Found guilty on all charges, including count 1 of racketeering conspiracy. Count 2, racketeering for the predicate racketeering acts, all marked by jury for person as proven. Act 1, conspiracy to commit identity theft. Conspiracy to unlawfully possess an unidentified document. Act 2, sexual exploitation of a child. Separate acts against the same victim. That's all in one. Act 4, possession of child pornography. Act 5, conspiracy to commit identity theft. Identity theft, 2 separate victims. Act 6, conspiracy to alter records for use in an official proceeding. Act 7, conspiracy to commit identity theft. Act 8, trafficking for labor and services, document servitude. Act 9, this motherfucker extorted, extortion.
Well, anytime you're like, give me this information, I'm going to hold it over you, so you do as I say, that's extortion.
Act 10, sex trafficking,
Yep.
forced labor. Act 11, conspiracy to commit identity theft. Didn't we do this like 3 times
It's
already?
different people, though. He was doing it over and over again, so it's
Count
a
3.
separate charge for each person it's done to.
Count 3, forced labor conspiracy. Count 4, wire fraud conspiracy.
Yep.
Count 5, sex trafficking conspiracy. Count 6, sex trafficking. Count 7, attempted sex trafficking.
Yeah, it's like you get the attempt, you get the conspiracy, you get the actual act itself.
So this is what he actually got as far as sentencing. Do you
Yeah.
want to hear? All right.
That's 18. That's 18 charges.
Judge
About.
Nicholas Grafis extended October 27th, 2020, included 120 years imprisonment, $1.7 million in fines due to the United States government, $15,000 assessment pursuant to the Justice for Victims of Trafficking Act of 2015. From a supplemental sentencing statement and order filed July 20th, 2021 by Judge Grafis. Monetary restitution from Raniere of $3.46 million to 21 victims. 17 victims recognized under the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. 4 victims compensated under Mandatory Victims Restitution Act. All lowering members of DOS are victims of the wire fraud conspiracy in which the defendant participated. According to the court, finds that all lower-ranking DOS members are statutorily entitled to the return of their collateral, and it orders Mr. Raniere to effectuate that return to the fullest extent predicated.
All right, God damn it.
Yeah. Due to the Fifth Amendment concerns, Grafis stayed this order while Raniere's direct appeal is heard before the United States. He appealed all of this.
Yeah, of course he did, but he lost.
Yes. So
You want to know something wild?
he's in prison for life.
You want to know something absolutely wild?
He counted 19. You counted 18.
It's like 18, 19, right?
Something up there, yeah. During his trial,
57.
his lawyer had the balls when they brought up the 15-year-old girl, Daniela's sister named Cecilia. That's what she's going. That's what she's known as.
Oh yeah, because these aren't their real names.
Right. During that, the lawyer actually had the balls to step up and be like, she might have been underage, but should be looked as a different kind of love. The judge literally went, "No, that's not what you're going to say, and I don't want to hear another word out of your mouth about that." Like, he tried that approach. Like, you want to talk grooming shit? When it came to Camilla, she met him at 13 years old.
That's grooming right there.
The first time I was left to have a conversation alone with him, we talked about how I had placed second in my 8th grade spelling bee. I feel icky just saying that sentence.
And if he feels icky, we all should feel icky. All right, we're gonna talk about NXIVM today because there are loyalists.
Some things happen.
Well, loyalists that still believe in his acts.
Well, when he was actually in detention at the MDC, Metropolitan Defense Complex, whatever,
Yeah.
New York.
dissenter, yeah, he would actually have women. He would demand that women, his followers, would show up and dance provocatively for the other inmates.
Yeah,
so
yeah. We're
he's
gonna
a
talk.
whack job.
Yeah,
this
we're gonna
dude.
talk more about that after we get back from break.
Dance naked for me.
So I just want, again, everyone to go listen to our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on Is This Real?
In the summer of 2020, as Dad said before, the COVID-19 pandemic prevented in-person visitation to the MDC in Brooklyn. Raniere's remaining followers, including actress Nikki Klein, someone search that name up, Nikki Klein, who the hell is she, began assembling to dance near the jail. This is outside the jail. Though they initially claimed to be entertaining all the detainees
Dance for him.
outside the jail. Hey everybody. I'm JC3.
And I'm Mr. West.
And this episode is brought to you by Dubby. Made by professionals in the USA, Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, including the patented neurofactor. You know what Dubby doesn't give you?
What is that?
No calories, no sugars, no fillers, and no artificial flavors. When the raw ingredients arrive to their FDA-registered and inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP guidelines, they undergo a quarantine while a small sample of each ingredient is taken to test for any impurities, while also being tested to ensure that the ingredients are actually what they are supposed to be and have the proper dosage.
And once the ingredients pass all the tests, then they're cleared to get mixed into the formula. So head on over to dubby.gg and use our offer code IsThisRealPC for 10% off your first order. That's DUBBY.GG and use the code IsThisRealPC for 10% off. They have great flavors such as Galaxy Grenade, Dub Sludge, Passion Joy Tea, Monkey Madness, and Dragonade. My personal favorites.
Dragonade right here. I got Dragonade right here. Delicious.
Drink Dubby.
And be better.
These products are not intended to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, this is JC3 speaking. If you want to know more about Is This Real Podcast and our parent company Green Hour Media, then visit greenhourmedia.org. You can find and follow all of our social media pages through our website. If you love our content, then you can support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Patreon page. Remember, that is greenhourmedia.org.
And welcome back to our continuing episode of NXIVM as we enter this final part of the episode. As we went through the trial and the counts and how many years this motherfucker's gonna be spending in prison.
All of them.
All of them.
It's life.
His entire life. Keith Raniere.
Now question, because this I saw this and a lawyer used this and it was actually genius. The guy got a heart attack, technically died. So he technically served his life sentence, and the lawyer got him off for that. How many life sentences has he?
Did he get him off for that? I thought they were like technicality.
I thought they got him
That's
off
what
for
I
that.
He
what
gets-
got OJ off.
If he got him off, whoa.
Choice of words has not been the best of
No,
things tonight.
not
huh?
tonight. If he got him off of his life sentence,
How many times I gotta tell you guys?
Phrasing.
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 because he had a heart attack in prison, died for a minute, and came back and was resuscitated, that lawyer deserves a raise.
A raise. He deserves partnership.
Like,
He
my
shoved
God.
his name on the prison.
Okay. So,
So he only has one life sentence then.
well, I mean, it's 120 years. So
One life sentence. Okay.
Is that one
What?
life
No,
sentence?
no, because a life sentence means as long as you're alive, you're in prison. 120 years has a cap. So let's say he makes it to 120. Well, I don't know how old he was when he went into prison. Say he was 50 years old.
The guy is my age, so he would have been 59.
So say he was 60 years old when he goes into prison. He got 120 years on top of that. If he makes it to 181 years old, he gets to go free. So I understand he's an underdog.
Granted, he's gonna be looking like the chocolate lady from SpongeBob, but that's a different story.
So you put a $5 bet, you're not gonna lose much.
No slave women? Let's continue. So,
Hey, yo.
there's some shit that's still happening today when this man is in prison.
That's true.
So Dad said a little bit before we went to break, but in the summer of 2020, as Dad said before, the COVID-19 pandemic prevented in-person visitation to the MDC in Brooklyn. Raniere's remaining followers, including actress Nikki Klein, someone search that name up, Nikki Klein, who the hell is she, began assembling to dance near the jail. This is outside the jail. Though they initially claimed to be entertaining all the detainees outside the jail. They were seen with a sign addressed to K. Rose, a name sharing Raniere's initials. The group began calling itself the Forgotten Ones, and We Are As You. That's scary.
She's not attractive. I'll tell you that much.
Damn, so it's not a smash? It's a pass?
Yeah, it's bad.
Is it a pass?
Wait, for Nikki Klein?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'd smash.
You'd smash anything. that
You
was
have
called.
no standards.
That's true.
Yes, Dad.
Nikki Klein was married to actress Allison Mack There's your connection. They were both involved.
Oh.
They
Dad
were,
putting pieces together.
They were lovers.
Right, who was Nikki Klein, who was married to actress Allison Mack and was a former high-ranking member of NXIVM and DOS, later cooperated
That's off Reddit, though. We don't know how reliable
with prosecutors. Wow.
I trust Reddit more than I trust Wikipedia. Just saying.
Former NXIVM member turned prosecution witness Mark Vicente dismissed the group as a cover movement to support Raniere. What's wrong, Ant?
No, I was gonna say, Dad, scroll up. Go back. No, go back to your search.
She's not.
That's
Scroll
where I got
up.
it from.
Scroll up. Scroll up.
Especially with the.
Keep all the way up.
But it's,
That's you. Did you mean Nikki? It's CLYNE. It's not
Nikki
KLEIN.
Klein, that's the one. That's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
I'm saying now you have the correct search thing up, and they're not giving you other things.
While incarcerated, Raniere has maintained his leadership role over NXIVM,
He has.
regularly communicating with his followers by phone and through TrueLinks email. A July 16, 2020 intelligence analysis memorandum from the FBI, or the Federal Bureau of Prisons, counterterrorism unit, states that Raniere instructed his follower Sunil
English?
Chakravorty, I think I finessed that, to get more women to dance erotically outside the MDC.
He hired women to come dance outside of a prison erotically.
Yes.
Did he get and it happened?
Yes.
That motherfucker's got some
frustrated-
pull.
A frustrated Raniere instructed his followers to help get him moved back by ingratiating themselves to prison staff, including offering coffee and donuts as they left their shifts.
Oh, that's nice of them.
I want to hate you so
No,
much.
but listen. It's like, listen. He's in prison. He's like, listen, guys who have followed me, don't hurt anybody. Just don't do it. Don't hurt anyone. Get them donuts and coffee. Tell them they're good people and they're only doing their job.
Ahead of his sentencing, prosecutors submitted a number of Raniere's communications and disciplinary issues in prison as evidence of remorselessness and that he continues to control his followers. Obviously, he does. The communications Raniere instructing his followers to have Alan Dershowitz, the attorney who successfully negotiated non-prosecution agreement of the late Jeffrey Epstein, speak on his behalf.
So there's the Epstein connection.
So he wants Epstein's lawyer to speak on his behalf. Wow, Dershowitz did not comment on the matter, though.
Oh, so he's not hired by him.
No. Prosecutors have submitted documentation that Raniere and his follower, Chakravorty, used a false name. Okay, that was Epstein saying hi.
You know, it's like, do you want to be the lawyer who's only known for pedophiles? It's like, I don't want that to be my niche.
Well,
everybody's got a niche for something, doesn't they, Tony?
So I'm the best pedophile lawyer in the country, and then it's just like...
Raniere and the person whose name is an eye chart used a false name and a burner phone to evade detection, with Raniere instructing the person's name in an eye chart to get scrutiny on Judge Nicholas Garofis, explaining that the judge needs to know he's being watched.
So now you're threatening a sitting judge.
Well, I mean, he's already in jail for extortion.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, once you're in jail, fucking have fun with it. You're not coming out anytime soon.
Jesus Christ. Anybody
Like,
have
it blows
anything
my
else?
mind. Like, the people who, it just happened a few weeks ago. There was a guy who had, a month and a half left of prison and of his sentence, and he decided to escape. And they caught him, and they gave him 40 more years. It's like, you had a month. You couldn't fucking wait? But, someone like this, if he's in there forever... he's never going to see the light of day again. It's like, fucking have fun with it. Do whatever you want.
Dude, can you read that fucking hagiograph? Yeah, no. I don't even know what the...
Hagiographical.
Hagiographical? What the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
Doesn't it say what it is right there?
It has something to do with the graph, doesn't it?
Is a biography...
First of all, it's Sunil Chakravorty.
Whatever. But yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, this is a lot.
And he also has a podcast, right, Dad? That's what you were saying before? Keith Raniere?
No, he had a guy has a podcasting website, and he's the one who went into prison to talk
Hold on, Dad. Your microphone's not in front of you. Let's try this again. Does he have a podcast, Dad?
No. No, he doesn't. The Indian guy went in there and recorded his conversations with him. You know.
So he recorded conversations.
He was getting completely in depth with no microphone in front of him, and then once the microphone, some Indian guy was just recording him. That's it.
So he's got tapes. It's called the Raniere tapes. Is that the podcast?
Yeah, he named them the Raniere tapes because he recorded Raniere in prison when he was in the Manhattan prison.
New follower, me.
Brooklyn, whatever.
What?
Give me something to listen to on the way home.
Jesus Christ.
Not on air, dude.
Does he have anything written like Raniere, like he published a book or something? Like, because that's the thing that blows my mind the most. It's like all of a sudden, 1998, this guy comes out of nowhere and is like, I can help all of you. Give me $7,500 a week. This is before social media. I have 75,000 people on TikTok who see my video. I can't get these assholes to buy me a cup of coffee, and I think I'm the next coming of Jesus. So I don't understand how cults work.
So apparently there's a claim here, which is incredible. Apparently there's a documentarian who claims that NXIVM's treatments treats Tourette's syndrome.
No way.
A 2018 documentary
These motherfuckers.
documentary film directed by Alessandro Molitori showcases a purported study of the use of NXIVM's exploration of meaning technique to treat Tourette's syndrome. The film is executive produced by Claire Bronfman.
Yeah. It was part of their things that they put out and said this is
The film
like,
identifies
works.
the Tourette study's lead researcher as Brandon Porter, at the time a hospitalist at St. Peter's Hospital in Albany.
To answer Anthony's question, he put out 2 books, one called The Sphinx, Expedia, or whatever. It's out of stock.
Okay, well, I'm sure.
And Odin and the Sphinx is retailing for $239.
Jesus Christ.
So Odin and the Sphinx is $240.
Right.
And the other one has stock. All right, that's... Well, guys, you know what to get me for Christmas now.
I'm going to hit him.
I'll get you a PDF.
I wouldn't mind that.
Bitch, I'm broke. You ain't getting shit.
I want to lie. Hold on.
These are some notable NXIVM participants.
Okay.
Wow.
Edgar Boone, the scion of a wealthy family. When you have the name Scion in front of you, you know you're fucking rich.
Yeah.
Okay. The scion of a wealthy family introduced NXIVM to numerous
Fucking lights.
affluent Mexicans, becoming head of NXIVM Mexico and rising to third in the NXIVM organization.
Good for them.
Claire Brofman, we talked about her. So Sarah Brofman, the daughter of Edgar Brofman Sr., who claimed that NXIVM is a cult.
Yes.
Pam Carfritz, the daughter of Washington D.C. socialites Buffy and William Kraftitz. Kraftitz was a founder of JNES, a Raniere-affiliated women's group. Kraftitz was reported to be Raniere's most important long-term girlfriend. She died on November 7th, 2016. After her death, her credit card was charged over $300,000.
Which I think that all went back into NXIVM.
Yep. Sunil Topakafikume. She was a software developer. I'm not saying that name correctly.
God bless you.
So,
I think you just sneezed.
Nikki Klein, we talked about her.
Yep.
Mark Elliott, an author, claims taking courses through NXIVM and working with Keith Raniere and Nancy Salzman have helped him overcome his Tourette's syndrome.
Yeah. Tourette's, claustrophobia, stuttering. I think he said that he was able to have sex with a girl before she was able to get out the word stop. So he cured his stutter.
Allison Mack, we talked about her. Brandon Porter.
Hold on. I think Josh is gone.
Brandon Porter, a medical doctor, conducted unlicensed human subject research on over 200 people for NXIVM. During a fright study, Porter exposed subjects to disturbing videos, including actual footage of decapitations.
Oh, what?
In 2016,
This nigga has snuff films?
in 2016, Porter was present at an NXIVM retreat called V-Week, where 300 to 400 individuals were struck by an unidentified disease. Oh my God, Porter failed to report the outbreak in violation of his duties As a licensed medical doctor, Porter was stripped of his medical license in 2020. So they had an outbreak of COVID before COVID, and he failed to report it.
Maybe they were patient zeros.
This is where we found the source of COVID here.
You know,
we
especially
talked about
because it spread in New York very, very, very fast.
We talked about Keith Raniere. He's obviously the founder. Danielle Roberts. I think you talked about her, right?
No, I didn't talk about Danielle Roberts.
Osteopathic physician gained notoriety for having used cauterizing pen to brand 17 women.
She's the one who did the branding herself. Yeah.
Emiliano Salinas is a venture capitalist and businessman. He is the son of former Mexican President Carlos Salinas. Salinas served as vice president as ProSource Capital, a financial consortium with ties to Raniere and NXIVM.
A lot of big wig people with money,
Nancy
but not a lot of
Sullivan, we
people
talked
with
about
influence, like political influence. I mean,
Karen A. And the last one is Karen A. Raniere. Again, not saying that name correctly. I know it.
It's all right. Just
is
keep
a member
going.
who became Raniere's live-in partner beginning in the 1980s, and an early employee of his company, Consumers Byline.
Yeah, this guy ran a
then you
sex cult
have-
pyramid scheme.
Yeah, you have critical former members who are on here who, and then you have they just have a lot of people reporting on the group, and just different people that were former members, stuff like that. This was a big group. Like, I'll be honest, I don't remember ever seeing it.
I heard about it a lot, but at the
It
time I
seems-
was like, I don't really care.
I don't remember about this back in high school or nothing.
Well, it wasn't in high school. I mean, it operated through high school, but it didn't break until 2018, which is only 5 years ago.
Why? You know why I think it is? Because I think the whole Epstein thing was more of a pressing matter than this was. Because that Epstein case
How
was,
long ago was Epstein? Has it really been 5 years since Epstein?
Epstein, well, no, see, Epstein's problem, the problem with Epstein was people knew that Epstein was doing this for years, going back to the 80s.
Right.
So, but they didn't care. They still flew around with him. They still did whatever he wanted to do.
Also,
and look
how
at the
Joey
client.
said, but it's like how Joey said, though, he also had that politician pull with him.
Right.
Right.
there's
And
a-
actors, too, like
there's
people we
enough
care
shit.
about.
There's enough crap to go around. If you want to peel the onion, the layers off the onion, I believe this guy Raniere did much more damage over the long haul, and was much more organized than Epstein. Epstein had one person doing all his bidding for him that we know of, Giselle Maxwell, whatever.
which nobody has heard about her lately.
Okay, no, I did hear there was something. I read something. I gotta remember what it was.
She's in prison.
Yeah, and so this guy he was able to convince actresses. He was able to convince. Now you're right. Epstein flew around with bigwigs, political people.
Like he flew over bigwig politicians, people who control our country and control the laws in our country,
And foreign countries.
and
Right.
foreign countries, and he flew around with bigwig actresses. You're talking about like these are CW level actresses that he has under. I understand actresses nonetheless, but like these are people who are like
This is why I think Raniere.
like flying under the radar because it's not really big people that get a lot of attention.
That's fine, but what he did.
Well, Raniere also had that cult following too. Like, come on, Epstein didn't have fucking naked
No,
bitches
he didn't-
dancing from
no, he
outside
Didn't
didn't
have
have a-
700 people following him either.
He didn't have a cult following, but not following, but he did.
This is-
sex traffic more than 700 women.
So no, not more than 700. It was 700
so-
members.
No,
put
I'm
him
saying
in.
Epstein has trafficked more than 700 women.
Let me ask.
Oh, I don't know.
let me ask you a
I didn't
question.
see those numbers.
Just the crimes.
In the
Take
words
away.
of Matthew McConaughey,
Take
you gotta
take
pump 'em up.
take away the people. Take away the fact that Epstein had bigwigs, and take away the fact that his people, whose crimes were worse. And it's gonna. I think it literally splits right down the middle.
I think you're right. Like this is
It's
what.
both. I'll be honest. It's both sex trafficking.
Right.
This is
But
what
I mean,
fucks me up. So this is from.
'cause he
the level-
branded
it's the
people,
it's the level-
locked
yeah, it's
people
the
in
le- it's the
rooms.
levels
Did
of
Epstein
it.
do
It's
that?
the
You know what I
levels of
mean?
it.
You're right.
But they were
but,
children.
And I'm not giving Epstein right here.
But that's
by
what I'm
any
saying.
means.
Epstein, like, there's maybe a couple. Hold on.
You gotta say that they were on a fucking island, dude. They had no choice.
But that's what I'm saying. Epstein, when you sit there and look at it, Epstein kidnapped these children,
Right.
and brought them to an island. And I'm talking about children. He didn't kidnap adults. He didn't kidnap any of them. And be like
people of their own free will.
of own free will. He kidnapped children, teenagers,
Okay.
who were like, "I'm bringing you to an island." They couldn't fucking leave the island.
All right.
yeah,
well,
so-
that's my question. I mean,
NXIVM, like, yes, did he have adults and he tricked people into doing this shit and then trapped them if they turned around and said, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing? Like he did to that one woman. It seems like most of the people, and still to this day, most of the people that did follow him actually believe the shit he was doing.
Some of them did. A lot of people have renounced him.
Personally, it's gonna sound. I'm gonna go that Keith was the worser one of these people. Of these two.
This is why I think it kind of shifts for Keith for me. This is off of Daniela's sister. So again, knocked her up, made her had an abortion. She was the 15-year-old.
Right?
Yeah, she was 15. WhatsApp messages as evidence that Raniere's trial revealed that Camilla had sex with a younger man in the NXIVM community, and that Raniere grilled her about his rival's penis size and shape in absurdist detail. Like he wanted all the deets about this guy's peen. Camilla told the judge that she had sex with the man in hopes that Raniere would let her go for being impure. She was then initiated into his DOS group, branded with his initials. She said he knew exactly what he was doing, even asking me at some point if I was having the initials on my body would keep me from being with other people. When I walked away, I had the mind of a 15-year-old and the body of a 27-year-old. I missed out on the incredibly basic things that people learn in their youth.
They're both sickly motherfuckers.
They are.
So
I think you're robbing someone, and they both did this. You rob somebody of their innocence when you sexualize them and turn them into a sex slave when they're a child. And that is developmentally a tragedy because it fucks you all up.
What I say gives the edge to Epstein for me is because Epstein, not that he got away with it, because he didn't. He got away with it longer than what this guy did.
Well, see, I don't know how long.
He had the people in the right place.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I don't know how long. We know NXIVM started in '98. I don't know when he started sex trafficking.
Fucking Epstein was doing it since the '80s.
I know he's a pro, but I'm saying like he.
That's not the word.
Phrasing.
He was better at it.
What I'm saying is, Epstein sat there, and why I say he's worse is because of the people that were around him, because he knew he had the politicians.
They enabled him.
They enabled him.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's why I say it's worse, because he could sit there and literally do anything and nobody could fucking touch him.
Yes, but that's also why he's dead and Raniere's alive.
Obviously, because the Clintons!
Because
allegedly!
Because Raniere didn't have anybody that powerful in his circle.
That's true.
No.
To go and kill him.
Nobody cares about these CW actresses.
Like Raniere had secrets on the women because he wanted to control the women. But if one of those women was like, if one of them was someone with a high-ranking member in the government who had a family, or even like my father-in-law is this senator type of shit where connections can be made. Yeah, boom, boom,
not
boom,
you,
dynamite.
Again, just I'm leaning towards Keith, the worser one. There was a lot more thought behind. There was a lot more thought behind it. He actually got doctors to psychologically brainwash and like fuck with these people.
Yeah, Epstein didn't
the cult. Well,
brand
Epstein's
anybody
not a
either.
cult, though. That's the thing. Like Epstein.
That makes it worse, though, Joe, because what you're doing is you're taking somebody's mind and you're making it your own.
You're morphing it as what it is.
And I understand, like
I'll be honest though,
this is like a pig versus a fucking.
You're right. To me,
Yeah.
that's like.
This is Hitler versus Pol Pot. It's like, ooh.
The reason why I say it's worse for Epstein is because he did it towards children, and children can't make up their mind. Children don't have the mental capacity to think for themselves, to think what's right or wrong.
That's true.
What's the over-under on his age range as far as like the kids he had? Like, did he have
I think it was from like 11 to 16.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, at least with Keith, the youngest that we know of.
Don't say at least.
Let me say it like this. The youngest we know was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Still terrible, still awful.
But at
15 years old, you're a little bit more developedly mental than an 11-year-old.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that I'm like applauding him for it.
No, I know, but that's
it's still wrong.
That's my point. When you're sitting there, like as far as cults and having people, and we're gonna talk about this the entire season this year. When you brainwash somebody, to me, that's just weak-minded individuals that you're sitting there and collecting whatever the fuck.
You can't say that they're weak-minded. That's not fair to say.
I don't care if it's fair to say.
Well,
or not.
I'm gonna
opinion.
preview an episode that we got coming up. It's gonna be the Manson thing.
I mean, that's far down the line.
I understand that, but
next week's
how
episode.
Charlie did it? Okay, very simple. He took people that were runaways.
Yeah.
People were down on their luck. people that needed to look up to a father
That's
figure.
weak-minded people. I put those under weak-minded.
It's not
people.
weak-minded people. It's people who are desperate, who
That's-
want someplace to
who have
belong,
allowed
someplace
their
to be
mind to
understood.
open
To me, that's just to me. Under those definitions, to me, you're weak-minded.
Weak-minded is very different. Weak-minded is the
If you're-
idea of
if-
like, I know this is wrong, but I'm
If
going
you
to do
could
it
be-
anyway.
If you could be manipulated that easily by someone who doesn't have everything you have, doesn't have anything. Because Charlie didn't have anything. What did Charlie really have?
Charlie had a sense of family, and that's what these people longed for. A sense of belonging, a sense of, if you stay with me, I will lead you and we will do something together and build this thing.
Hold on. I don't want to get into a Charlie episode, but you're right. But you also got to understand, let's not paint Charlie Manson as he was Jesus Christ.
No, he wasn't.
He thought he was.
He was also giving everybody drugs, and everyone was fucking anybody
Made
they
them
wanted
even
to.
more weak-minded.
I don't think it's weak. I don't think weak-minded is the right
No,
word.
these
here.
were kids that were kicked out of their houses, run away.
I'm
They
kidding.
needed, did they know right from wrong? Yes, they
Well,
did.
Now, with what
about
Raniere
this?
did, he was like, it's a self-help thing that a lot of people who had money paid for, international people who had like access to lots of
To me,
money,
this
who were
is-
just like, yeah, I can be told
This
to,
whole thing with
to get
Raniere,
over these things that bother me.
It's like we said, the pyramid scheme. It's the knife thing, just to a grander thing. Like
Knife thing?
like the selling knives pyramid scheme.
Oh
something
yeah,
like
the
that.
Cutco knives.
Yeah, like that. That's it's just what it is.
Except
Like,
nobody's fucking anybody with the knives in Cutco.
So why do you take it there? So like there is
Fuck
no
that
really
brand.
no I think we covered what like the question would be for this episode.
Get that
Who-
fork out of your pussy.
Worse, what like that? What do we sit there? Because there's no because this is real.
Right.
It's not like we're sitting here like, is this real? Like this season, half of the season, as we're talking about, especially for cults, like these are real cults.
Yeah, we're definitely touching on the true crime
On
aspect.
the true crime aspect of what we do. But as far as the like what we're going to be talking about next week, as I transition into what we're talking about next week as we're getting toward the end of the episode. Next week we're talking about the end of the world. All end of
Again?
the world. All end of the
That's
world.
exactly
events.
right, Dad.
Exactly.
Again.
2012, 2000, 1666, all those.
Yeah.
We're talking about that.
People
next
thought the
week.
fucking world was going to end on June 6, 2006.
666. I remember that.
Yeah, and that, you know what? They played it smart. The Omen came out that day.
It did.
And I remember working at the movie theater. I'm like, please, if the asteroid's going to hit, let's do it now.
Yeah. So.
Because I'm bored.
So as far we're
You
gonna
were
talk
working
about.
with Timmy the Satanist.
I was working with Timmy the Satanist. Shout out Timmy the Satanist. How you doing, buddy?
Tim?
No.
I fucking hit him with a stone cold stunner once. I am proud of that moment.
So, for half of the season, we're talking about cults, and then we're talking about prophecies. We're gonna be talking stuff like Nostradamus, and as we continue this season. So that's
Quasimodo,
where-
he predicted this shit,
Yeah, that's where we're gonna sit there and get our. Is this real? Is this stuff real?
Well, also, when it comes to a lot of cults, there is that air of conspiracy around it, because cults are something that, as much as they are public, because you can join them, there's money transactions and shit, the private section of that, the stuff that's really happening behind the scenes, that's a lot of conspiracy shit. It's like, we don't know how these things operated. It's not until people come out and say, like, I survived this and here's what I know from the inside. So there is that level of secret conspiracy type shit, as well as like the obvious.
Surviving Keith Raniere.
Yeah, like Keith Raniere would like join NXIVM. It's a week. It's a couple seminars, $7,500.
A week.
I'll help you with your claustrophobia or whatever the fuck you have a problem with. I can help
He'll
you
help
be a
you-
better successful
He'll
person.
help you with your claustrophobia in session 1, and then session 2 he'll help you with anal.
Exactly.
All right, so like next.
I never see a show get off the rails so quickly and then recover and
The
go off the rails
fact that
again.
he branded people, that's the part that's to me the most sickening thing. Like,
Well, think
people
about
get
this,
arrested,
like-
as terrible as it sounds, people get arrested for being child touchers every day. That's not exactly a.
I don't like that phrase.
I know that, but
like,
think about it. Like, that's how fucked up this world is. Like, it's not like a shocking thing. We're shocked by the people who do it, but people get arrested for that crime every fucking day. How many times do you get like he was branding people in the garage? Like, that is sick shit.
Well, the only thing I could think about for that,
That's ownership.
and it's a TV show I love. It's Yellowstone. Yellowstone, he brands people inside that show, but it's one of those.
The Dutton
things-
family could be looked at as a cult.
Yeah, that it could be. And by the way, great show. It's a fantastic show.
Yeah,
Not sponsored.
despite all the shit that went down from it with
Yeah.
Kevin Costner, but
So yeah, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the End of the World Tour, which the End of the World T-shirts will be coming out. The End of the World Tour T-shirts on the back with all the tour dates of 2012, 2000, all that stuff. It's gonna be amazing.
Y2K.
Any last thoughts for this episode? Now let's get it out now. If anybody wants to say anything.
Fuck
Keith
Raniere.
Lee.
I
Did he
hope-
just say fuck Keith Lee?
I thought he said fuck Keith Green, but I was like, I just going fuck Keith Raniere.
I just said Keith, and then he said something too, so it's just like I just said Keith, and he said the last name, so it was like fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
it worked.
I just hope the son of a bitch rots in jail,
He will.
and then when he's done, he rots in hell.
Well, I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be killed in jail. I mean, if he's providing entertainment, the inmates are not gonna
No,
kill him.
I think that's no. He didn't fuck up. He didn't have enough power for people to fuck over. So no, I think he's safe in prison.
Someone's taking his ass.
But
no, if he's having women dance for other people,
Well, here's what you do for
might
that.
get credits.
And then there's gonna be a hating ass prisoner, and he's just gonna be like, "Give me your ass."
But here's what he's gonna do for that. They'll be like, you know what? They'll take away his phone privileges. They'll take away his internet privileges. They'll take away. They'll put him in solitary. It's like they will. If he keeps this shit up and he gets annoying to the prison system, they'll just throw him in isolation and be like, yeah, go on, have him dance outside now, fucker.
Here's a razor.
Hey, yo.
or the guards will look the other way and somebody will take him.
Raniere did not kill himself.
Have that on the shirt. Raniere, you're gonna be on a shirt.
Can we get that shirt out like Epstein Raniere 2024? Like as
No,
a like
shut up. What Roblox? Last thought.
I mean, my only real last thought is I have an idea about this. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, when I tried researching, I got fucking Webster's dictionary, and I should have clarified with you guys because I was severely unprepared. But that's some really sick shit. I mean, I'll have to agree with Tony when it came to the branding. That's where I was like, nope, that's it. Just kill
Yeah,
him.
you could rape them, just don't brand them. Like they're not yours.
No, okay, none of that is excusable, asshole. I'm just saying the fucking branding was literally the top of the fucking bar.
I'm just saying, people sit there.
I'm okay with the rape. I'm not okay with the.
People sit there and burn each other with candles all the time during sex.
I love how
Like,
you.
That's
I love how
okay.
even you have limits, but it's just like that's your limit.
I'm like, hold on. So I'm not gonna answer that question. But as far as burning each other with wax, that's just a fun Tuesday night,
all right, so
and it's very cheap. It's only an extra $15 because everyone's got a candle in their house.
Oh my god.
all right, so
All I'm saying is I'm used to hearing all the other stuff because it's, I won't say popularized, but that's what you hear in a lot of those situation stories, whatever. It's the rape, all that type of stuff. But the branding was definitely a new one. Like that had me like, whoa, what the fuck? You know?
well, for mine, I'll be
Those are
honest.
the only good ones.
Thank you guys. It's just I'm talking
Guys.
on my final part. You know, cool. For me though, it's more it's still happening today. He still has followers. That's what fucks me up. Like he fucked people up so much that they're like, let Harlita out.
Freaky.
You know, like
Freaky
it's
for
that's what fucks me up. Like if something happened, he gets caught, it ends, nothing happens, all these people go free, but he has still people out there like, I'm gonna go dance for $1 outside the jail to get him out. You know,
People still idolize Manson. He still has people. You know, they still. I mean, he can't see him. Obviously, he passed away, but they still idolize Manson. Just,
Still have the
tattoo with a
Spotify links.
swastika on his fucking head. That creeped me out.
no, he's carved it in his head. He didn't tattoo it. It was carved in his head. So, but then the problem with that was it would wear away. But then when he went to his parole hearings, he carved it back in again.
Yeah, like Chucky's
That's some
great.
metal shit.
Chucky's great for having a couple of like weird, like he would say
I'm
something.
mad you call him Chucky.
He would say something very strange. You're like, you know what? I could like it's like a philosophical. It's like a
That
very
sounds like a
philosophical
good
thing.
Greek dish.
You know that you're like, oh man, like that he makes you think, and then you don't want to think too much because you're like, that's how he gets you.
And then he gets high.
Well, like the one that I saw. I was watching doing research for the upcoming show.
Maybe for the weed.
Yeah, he's a sick guy.
Like I think they asked him like, who are you? And he does his whole like laughing and crying, making all these goofy faces. He goes, I'm nobody. It's like,
What do you want for your future? Man, I don't have a future. Okay, now go back to your cell, please.
All right. So again, next week we're
Misunderstood.
talking about the End of the World Tour. Please, everybody, continue to follow us. We didn't do any sponsors tonight.
that's okay.
But yeah, so we'll continue this season. Guys, say goodnight.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Good night, everybody.
We'll catch you guys next week as we continue our season 12 with the End of the World Tour. Remember, follow all of our social medias, Is This Real PC, on basically every social media except for Instagram. That would be Is This Real Podcast.
Go to TikTok. The link is in the bio, and you'll see all of our links and socials. Go to greenhourmedia.org for links, socials, past episodes. You can see a calendar of all of our future episodes, and you can see a couple of other cool stuff, and a link to the YouTube's on there. So definitely
Please
check
go
out YouTube.
subscribe to our YouTube page.
Finally building YouTube numbers.
Yes. So we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you guys again. Good night. Remember, everybody, question everything.
Next week on Is This Real?
It's see, this man is talking about the world's going to end, right? It's a little bit different than stuff like Alex Jones. Whether you believe him or not, Alex Jones is taking what he sees as far as the country and politics, and he's extrapolating, saying this is what's really happening, and I have proof, and everyone has to.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc, or on Twitter at isthisrealpc, or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.